Chuck Blair here. Great to have you joining me this morning for our 10 minutes of morning calm, whether you're joining us for the 100th time or the first time. It's great to have you share a little moment of peace, calm, maybe a little inspiration and a thought for today. So what I want to talk about today is this idea of surviving versus overcoming. Life, as we all know, fills with numerous challenges. And those challenges are part of life. We never get to a point where there aren't challenges. There may be new challenges, but there's not a finish line in that sense. And many of these challenges are things that we can overcome or things that we can learn from. That idea of them being learning experiences, ways we get to be better or understand more, become more compassionate. All of those things are very true. And probably thankfully the majority of the challenges we face actually do that. They actually are things that help us to develop grit and resilience and the sense of overcoming. And that's a beautiful thing. And we also need to be careful about simplistic answers that say it's all about overcoming. It's every single challenge we will learn from, et cetera, et cetera. Because definitely, I can tell you as a pastor, there are some challenges out there that I think the best we can do is to survive them. The best we can do is to just keep on going. I remember talking to a therapist years ago, and we were sort of comparing notes, and she was talking about how sometimes people will be like, "Oh, I feel like I'm just treading water." They'll go through a big upset, a really hard thing, and they'll say, "I just feel like I'm treading water." And she said something really interesting. She said, sometimes treading water is the best you can do. In other words, just simply surviving is a gift in and of itself. It's a way to continue to move in our lives. And I'm really careful about the idea of moving forward. I know definitely again, and I want to honor this because probably some of you watching this have had these experiences. There are some losses, some challenges where it's almost impossible to calculate the cost. There's not like we come out on the other side somehow better. And I know as a pastor, I try to be very, 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 very careful about that because not all challenges are that way. Some are just so horrendously hard that we just learn to survive them. Biblically, I think this is why the older I get, and even though it's not that time of year per se, that's why the Easter story means so much. The Easter story it used to be the central Christian story. Now it's shifted with Western culture into Christmas, which is fine. Christmas is great, but Easter used to be the real story, and I think that's probably because life was so hard. And Easter gives us a way to identify with the hardness of life by identifying with that we have a God in Christianity who suffers right along with us, who struggles right along with us, who walks through these struggles, who could have taken a bypass route to get around all of them, but who consistently chooses not to and doesn't try to explain it away. The Bible, the New Testament specifically, is very, very short on why these challenges are out there. It's very long on how do we get through these challenges. And I think that's real important. So if you're reading the New Testament looking for, hey, I really want to understand why all these things happen, you may not be able to find a satisfactory answer. Can you figure out how to go through these challenges? Absolutely. You will find a lot there that will be satisfying for your soul and satisfying for your life. So I want to close today with taking a look at this beautiful. This is a quote by one of my favorite podcasters. Many of you know because I mentioned her a lot, Kate Bowler, and she was talking in a recent interview about that whole idea of like, yeah, there's some losses that it's almost impossible to calculate the cost, and we just need to get that's part of life as well, especially folks when we're again, full disclosure, I'm always very careful about saying, always make sure you say this and not this, because a lot of people, they get so anxious as I do. And so they just say nothing. So it's better to say something than nothing. I want to start out by saying that. And it's important to remember that sometimes if somebody's going through this loss, that the best they're going to do is survive it. They're not going to overcome it. It may well just behoove all of us to just be a little bit softer with our language about sort of bootstrapping it, moving forward, just knowing that they maybe the best they'll be able to do is tread water for a while, and that's actually okay. So this is from Kate Ballard. Blessed are you who are tired of feeling grateful all the time, who feel more comfortable with moments of rage and negativity and venting all that was lost. Blessed are you when you say, hand on your heart, that there are two truths you wish you could unlearn, riches you wish you could get back, the innocence, hope, the sweet fearlessness of never having lost. You are resilient, but I wish you never had to be. Your survival cost you, and it's okay to name it, to be grateful and outraged. You might never get the apologies you are owed, and we long to hear them say it. Apologies like, I'm sorry, I should have sheltered you. This never should have happened. The almost truths are difficult to swallow. Yes, we learned so much. Yes, we overcame, we grew. But this perspective, we would give it back in a heartbeat. Bless us, God, in our gratitude, in our anger, in our survival. And may you, my dear, be met today with gentleness and stillness and peace, energy, momentum, and rest. Whatever it takes to carry the weight of all this resilience. Bless you, my dears. Well, I think that just says it all. So our wish for today, folks, is just, if you're in a place where it's just really hard, just I want to acknowledge very heartfeltly and very humbly that sometimes maybe the best we can do, the best you can do is just focus on survival, not what's the big lesson, not what can I learn from this, not how do I overcome this, but just, yep, I'm just going to survive for the day. And that's good. And for those of us who aren't in that place, just make sure you're holding with compassion those who are, because we probably have a few people in our lives who are dealing with losses where it's hard to calculate the actual cost of them. And what do we end up with? We end up with a world with just, a sort of a softness, a compassion. It's leavened with a lot of joy, and it's also leavened with an acknowledgement of grief and despair and the harder parts of life too that we hope over time. Um, yeah, not that we move past, but that we learn to move forward all with God's help, all held by the Lord. So that's the thought for today, friends. I hope that makes sense. And what we're going to do now we're going to shift gears. And we're shift gears. We're going to take a little breath. Then we're going to do a meditation. After the meditation, we're going to do a prayer. After the prayer, we're going to do a blessing. And then we'll close by saying hello to folks on social media. So with that, dear friends, let's all get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's give a little quick cheery hello. And again, I hope everybody is doing great on this beautiful morning here. All righty tighty. Say hello to folks here. Okay. All right. Marcia, great to see you joining us from out there in Colorado. Good morning to you as well. Sherry, good morning from the Adirondacks chair. And hopefully you're sitting in an Adirondack chair up in the Adirondacks. Kate Kim, good morning to you, my friend. And Ty, I love that. Grand Rising All. Yeah, I love that. Last night we had a small group. We were talking about the song Rise Up. Indeed, a beautiful song. So, friends, wishing you all the very best this morning. Again, welcome you to leave comments throughout the day and throughout the weeks ahead. You know, most people watch this particular video archived, so it's always great to hear from you anytime that you are listening to it. And we close with a final word about your very, very welcome support and very appreciated support of New Church Live. Like our content, it's funded by viewers like you. Please consider becoming a sustaining supporter of New Church Live today. Take care, my friends. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.